everybody. Welcome back to Project Dumpster Fire. Today we're going to do something a little different. Instead of working on something, we're going to talk about tools. I know a lot of you guys either have tools or are buying tools or looking to get your first tools. We're going to talk a little bit about power tools. This is going to be the first part of a series that I'd like to do, teaching about tools. So obviously, if you already own these, you don't need any instruction from me, and many of you don't. But those of you who are just getting into working on stuff or just beginning their desire to start learning about working on stuff, tools is a big investment, and you don't want to buy stuff you don't need. You don't want to buy stuff that isn't going to work for you. So if you take some time and listen to me, I'll be happy to go over that with you. I know some of you guys don't have anyone in your life who's into tools or who does those things. And if you need a mentor or need somebody to advise you, I'd be happy to be that guy. If not, that's fine. But I do want to make this series available to those of you who are interested in learning about tools. To start with, I'm going to talk about my Milwaukee power tools today. And then we're going to, as time goes on, we'll do an episode here and there. We're going to delve into different kinds of tools. So if any of you would like to hear about any kind of specific tool, please shoot me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you want me to do a video about in this series. And of course, we're going to continue with working on our motorcycle and my other motorcycles and my truck and my Land Cruiser and my other Land Cruiser and my other truck and my Chevy. I got a lot to do, man. I got a lot to do. But let's talk about tools today and see if you guys, if that sparks an interest in any of you that want to learn more, let me know, and I'll be happy to do that. If you don't want to hear any of this, tell me that in the comments too, and I won't do any more of it. So thank you very much for joining me, and let's get into it. Okay, here's my collection of Milwaukee power tools. These are all the 18-volt variety. From left to right is the 1/4-inch impact driver, the angle grinder, the hacksaw, the 1/2-inch impact driver, and the hammer drill. I'm going to show you each one individually, go through them, tell you what I like, what I don't like, and tell you the one that I hate, because I really do hate one of them. Well, to do this topic any justice, we got to start with this. This is the battery. This is the platform you're buying into. So every tool brand, be it DeWalt, Makita, Ryobi, Milwaukee, Hercules, whatever, has their own battery. So their batteries don't work with other tools. What I mean by battery platform is you're able to use all of your tools with the same battery and the same charger. So anytime you buy a particular brand, you go with that charger and that battery, and that's why a lot of people tend to be brand loyal with regards to their power tools. I was never a big believer in cordless power tools myself growing up in the 80s, but in about 2013 I went to work for a guy, and he had the Milwaukee impact wrench. And I used it, and I was really impressed with it, and I went out and bought it myself, only because I liked the one that I used. It fit my hand well, and that's the one he handed me. If he'd handed me a DeWalt or something else, I would have bought that. That's just what I was handed that day. I was impressed with the performance, and I bought it. So all these tools are going to use the same M18 battery. This is the 18-volt line of tools, and I'm going to go through each one of them with you and tell you what I like, what I don't like, and give you some ideas. There is one that I hate, so please stick around to the end of the video so you can see the one I absolutely hate, and I'll show you why, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first tool. Okay, this is my Milwaukee hammer drill. It's the 18-volt hammer drill. It is my most used tool. As you can see, little guy's been beat up pretty good. It's a good, heavy, solid tool. It has all the different torque settings where you can set this clutch for how tight you want a fastener to go, as well as having a hammer feature, which is only really useful for masonry type stuff. By the way, I don't know what it is about guys, but if we pick up one of these, we have to do this. You got to do it twice. You got to make sure it works. I don't know why. Somebody can figure that out, and that'll be the key to everything. So it has a chuck that accepts a 1/2-inch drill bit. Anything obviously smaller than that as well. It's been really, really good to me. I really like it. You got 2 speeds up on top. You got, of course, the variable speed here, forward and backward. It's your standard drill. There's nothing really remarkable about it other than it has really taken a beating and really worked well for me. I'm super impressed with it, and I recommend it to anybody if they're looking for a drill. And this one here is 11 years. This is 11 years old. So I bought this drill 11 years ago, and it has never given me a problem. It has stood the test of time. It's been dropped. It's been used on cars. It's been used on a kitchen remodel. It's been used everywhere. It is really, really great. I recommend it highly. I also like the position of the hand grip, the way it fits my hand is nice, and the position of the whole situation as far as the angle that it's on, I like that. So some people don't, and that's something that you need to figure out when you go to buy one of these things. When you go to buy one of these things, the ergonomics are really important. You're going to want to, especially if you work in the trades or you're a professional or you're just going to be using it a lot, you need to have something that's comfortable in your hand, you're comfortable with the weight, and the M18 versions, the 18-volt versions, do weigh significantly more than the 12-volt versions. And I do run a larger battery because I want more runtime and more power, but you don't have to go with that. You need to just go with as much tool as you need. You don't have to get the biggest and the baddest and the best. And there's always going to be something else. As soon as you get one thing, somebody's going to up it to something else. Get what fits you, what really fits your hand well. I have good size hands. This fits me perfect. So yeah, I recommend this drill all day long. Okay, following the drill, we do have my 1/2-inch impact wrench. This thing has been great, absolutely great. I've pulled so much stuff apart that I otherwise would have had to fight by hand or get an air tool out or, cut it off. This has been absolutely wonderful. It's the first cordless electric power tool I've used since I was a kid, when I originally thought that they weren't much used. However, this is what changed my mind. This isn't the one I used. That was my boss's. But this is the one I bought shortly after seeing his. It's taken a beating as well, just like the drill. It's been through a lot, used it on a lot of different projects. And, you can use it for pretty much anything you need to do. Lug nuts, getting them off, getting U-bolts off of a car. If anybody's ever tried to get rusted U-bolts off of an old truck, you know what a pain that can be. This will buzz it off every time. Now, again, there are bigger and badder things. This was actually the biggest and baddest at the time that I bought it. But this is perfect for me. I don't need to upgrade at this point. Again, the ergonomics are perfect for me. And again, if you pick it up, being a guy, you gotta try it. Even if it's an air tool, I think pretty much anything you got to do that with. So it's required by law. Anyway, I recommend this 100% all day long. Of course, it's a 1/2-inch drive, so you can use a 1/2-inch drive socket. You can use an adapter for a larger or smaller. What you want to do when you use a socket on one of these, and it's really important, is you want to use one of these black impact rated sockets. Okay, you don't want to use one of these. Your usual chrome sockets out of your toolbox that everybody has and everybody's dad had. This will shatter these. Okay, same goes for the extensions and the adapters and the U-joints and all the different things that we have for sockets. You can get all those things in the black impact rated. That's the only thing you use with these. I can't say that enough. You're just going to break stuff if you use other things. This is what you use, impact rated. Okay? This is a great tool. I recommend it 100%. Doesn't have a lot of features, goes forwards and backwards, that's all you need to do. The only thing it's got going against it is that it's really heavy. It doesn't bother me, but if you're a person who doesn't have a lot of hand strength, or maybe you're getting to a point in your life where it's hard for you to hold on to stuff and you're working on a ladder or whatever you're doing, although I can't imagine why you'd be using an impact wrench on a ladder. Either way, if it's something that you're having a problem holding on to, there are smaller versions, there are 12-volt versions, there are smaller tools and smaller batteries too. They won't last you as long, but they'll last you enough for what you're doing. So really think about the ergonomics and how you're going to use these things before you buy them. Because once you buy them, you're stuck with them. The batteries are more expensive than the tools, but you don't want to have a bunch of different brands of tools, a bunch of different brands of batteries, and a bunch of different chargers. It's going to be a nightmare. So I recommend purchasing a particular brand that you like and sticking with it. This is my 18-volt 1/4-inch impact driver. Now, this is something I didn't want to buy, and I held off for a long, long time on buying one. I figured since I have the giant impact wrench and I have the drill, what do I need this little guy for? So I held off for a long time, but let me show you something. Look at the difference in size between these two tools, okay? This one, this is the big dog, and this is for lug wrenches and all kinds of stuff like that. This is the little guy. I love this little dude. I just recently got it about maybe 6 months ago, and I use this thing all the time. It's gotten to the point now where I use it for driving screws more than I used to use my drill. So again, this has the forward and reverse, just like the other impact does. It has a 1/4-inch chuck, a 1/4-inch hex chuck, which you can see here. And the way that you use this is you can buy these already made sockets like this. These are magnetic. They're actually kind of cool. and you pull this collar up, slap it in, and you're good to go. You guys have seen me working with these ones when I've been working on the motorcycle. But in addition to that, you can also just get a set of these, which has 1/2 inch, 3/8, and 1/4 inch extensions that you can put any different socket on that you want. Again, remember, these only, the black impact sockets only, not these chrome ones. You might be able to get away with it on this one, but I wouldn't take the chance. Go ahead and get yourself a decent set of impact sockets. You can use it with anything. That being said, where this one shines is driving screws. So in summary, I really recommend this. If you're like me and you haven't really, bought into the 1/4 inch impact thing, I really recommend it. For the longest time, I'd only seen these in 12 volt, and I wasn't going to start with yet another battery platform. So I waited for find one at 18 volt, and boy, I use this thing all the time. There are also drill bits that have this same hex shank you can get, and use that for driving drills. You can get shanks that have for there's shanks for sockets, there's shanks for Allen wrenches, shanks for drill bits, shanks for screwdrivers, all kinds of different stuff you can do with it. It's really versatile, and it's much, much lighter than the big dog. So it's also significantly lighter and smaller than the drill, and it provides the same performance for driving screws. It's great for nuts, bolts. If you're driving lag bolts into wood, this thing is awesome. It just cranks them right in there. I was hanging up a hose reel in my garage and just right into the 2x4s, and these are old 2x4s that are really solid. No problem. So I really recommend this. I think that the other impact wrench, the large one, would have been too much for that kind of job and would have destroyed things. This is perfect. I really, really love this tool. It's quickly becoming my favorite, although I'll always love my drill too. Here we have my 18 volt Milwaukee hacksaw. It's a smaller, more compact version of the Sawzall we all grew up with. And they do make that in cordless now as well. I do have a corded one in the box, the old school one. But you can't always get it in where you want to get it, and you can't always take it with you. This is handy to have with you when you need to cut something. You can, of course, use all the same blades as the Sawzall uses. So you can use, the wood blades and the, pruning blades or metal cutting blades or whatever it is. This thing works great. Again, the stroke is shorter, but it just works wonderful, and it's, good use. And of course, because it's a power tool, we got to make sure it works. All right. So I really like this one. I recommend it as well. Again, it's, nothing fancy, but it does the job. Same battery as all the other ones. And that really is what it's all about. So loving this hacksaw. I haven't used it as much yet as I've used the other stuff, but I have used it quite a bit. You can tell just by the way it looks if you compare it to, say, this guy here. The amount of use it's gotten is significantly different. But that being said, I will be using it more in the future. I do like it, and I am really glad that I purchased it. So I recommend this one too. It's a good one to have. All right, guys. This brings me to the one that I hate. I cannot express enough how much I don't recommend this tool. This is a Milwaukee 18 volt angle grinder. It's a 4.5 inch. No problem with the actual functionality of it, but it's very low on power, and it's very low on battery life. It eats through batteries like crazy. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration. I'm going to put this up against my $15 Harbor Freight grinder. See which one cuts better. And you may understand why it is that I really, really, really don't recommend this tool. Okay. All right, I got a piece of 1/4 inch stock here. I'm going to use both my Milwaukee angle grinder and my Harbor Freight one. They're both equipped with brand new wheels, exactly the same. So we're going to give it a shot. Here goes the Milwaukee. Hear that? That's it. The power is just so low on this. The power is so low, it's just disgusting. You see what I'm saying? Just to get through this, it's going to take forever. So that's useless, okay? That's not a worthwhile tool in my book. Let's compare it to my $15 Harbor Freight angle grinder. Which one would you rather use? So in conclusion, I love my Milwaukee tools, but I can't in good conscience recommend this one. You're better off just going to Harbor Freight and getting a $15 corded one. If you really need a battery-powered one, get something else. Don't get this one. Take a look into the brushless ones. They may be better. I don't know. But this ain't it. So don't waste your money on this tool. All the other tools that I looked at, I really recommend. This one, I can't get behind it. I'm sorry. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for joining me. If you like what I'm doing here, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Until next time, thanks for watching.